all these key takeaways about you being yourself, really finding out what you value, stepping forward and breaking through the no. These are all like key elements to you stepping into the future that you want. And the next thing that's going to happen is actually, I'm going to give a short, power talk on drawing your future. Now, I'm drawing your future with agilities because I have been partnering in the last couple of years with the DeBruce Foundation, who's one of our sponsors today, to help people at all economic levels understand their agilities, which is really what their strengths and their interests are. Those are your agilities, and they have an agility profile, which you can take at agilities.org. It's free, and it tells you what your top 3 agilities are. And that's important because when Kim was talking earlier about what do you value, what you really want to know is, what am I good at? What am I good at right now? And know that your agilities are something that changes over time. Like one of my agilities is innovation. That's just what's true. But another one is serving and caring. I care about my community, and I serve in a lot of different ways. I mean, taking care of my dog sometimes is serving, if you know what I mean. And so my talk is really about draw your future. And I want you to get the template. If Neil sent you that and you were able to print it out, great, use that. If you haven't, get a blank piece of paper, and here's what I want you to do. Up in that cloud where I put draw your future, I want you to put a cloud with your name in it. And then on the left side of your paper, I want you to put current reality. And on the right side of your paper, I want you to put desired new reality. And in the center, 3 bold steps. Now, just do that right now, and that'll be our drawing warm-up. Most of you, you're used to drawing or sketchnoting your notes from school, right? And so this is important. When you draw and you use drawing, you actually activate all parts of your brain. So it makes you think better about ideas. And so whenever you feel like you don't understand something, if you draw a little picture for yourself to understand it, you're going to get some connection to it, and it will imprint itself on your memory. And so, when you think about what we've been through in 2020, I mean, how many of you had these big goals for what was going to happen in 2020? Like maybe you were going to get an internship, or maybe you were just starting college, or maybe you wanted to make sure you got good grades, right, in high school, or you were just going into high school. Right? So so you set some goals. Maybe you want to make some new friends. You want to make some connections. You want to understand robotics. You want to move into doing and trying, testing different things. And then COVID hits. It's just like this wind of change that comes in, and everything comes to a halt. Well, what's amazing about it is your generation is really good with technology. So for you to pivot to being online was probably much easier than some of your professors. They weren't sure how to do it. Or if you were in a place where your bandwidth wasn't that great, then you're stuck. You can't really get online, and it's really difficult. So we see the disparity in what we know, what we don't know, all of that during this time. And one of the things that I've found is that 9 out of 10 people, when it comes to making a change like that, to going virtual, they can't do it. It's hard for them to do. They resist it. They put it off. But I want to show you something that will help you be the 1 in 10 anytime you want to make a change in your life. Because if you draw a picture of something that you desire, and it's a future you, and you attach yourself to it by looking at that picture, taking actions on that picture, you increase your chances of success by 46%. 46%. Yeah. If you draw a bad picture and you slap it on the dashboard of your car, right? Or you put it on your mirror and you look at it every day and do small things, you're going to achieve success faster than any of your classmates. And so this is important to remember. No matter what you're doing, if you draw the future into a picture, it will help you. And I want to show you how to do that process because I learned it a long time ago. I was an actor. I drew a picture and ended up on Broadway. Now, that would have never happened to me if I hadn't really focused my attention, my energy, and that picture. And it happened so much faster than I ever imagined it would. And I have given a TED Talk called Draw Your Future. and it went viral on some bootleg channel, best of 2015. 6 million people saw it. And of the 42,000 that put comments in there, most of the comments said, my drawing skills suck. But a lot of them said, I can do this. This was fantastic. Here's my map. This is my picture of what I did. So let's draw that picture for you. And so let's look at, and this is how it goes. Simple, easy. On the left side of the picture, I want you to draw and write in words and pictures what it's like to be you right now. And I want you to think about, if you had an agility, what do you think you're good at? So what's going well first? Like maybe you are, you're in a virtual environment, and actually for some people, you like the virtual environment. So you might write virtual environment, you might draw a picture of you, with like a little heart emoji in there, right? And you might think about, what else is going well? You feel like you are able to focus on the things that you love, and and there might be some downsides too to that. Like maybe you don't get to see your friends as much. And so put what's going well and what's challenging. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes just to draw and write. Okay, what's going well and what's challenging. And I'm just writing some things, but you write on your own first. And then as soon as you start to I'll ask you in a few seconds to put stuff in the chat. Okay, cool. Now, some people, if you would, just put some things that are going well for you in the chat, and then I'll look at them. And also I asked Neil if he would read out a few to me. So just put in there a few things that are going well for you. All right, great. Fantastic. What else? Let's see. Networking. Thank you. What else? Love and romance. I love it. Professional relationships. Okay, cool. Let's see what else. Health, starting a new job, discovering new hobbies, learning.
Losing COVID pounds.
Say a little louder, Neil. Thank you.
Losing COVID pounds, starting a new job, eating well.
Okay, cool.
My job and team, building great professional relationships, collaborating.
Okay, cool. All right, that's fantastic. Now we know a few things that are going well. So now let's get up here a couple of things that have been challenging for you. And I appreciate in advance your transparency about saying what's real, because it's really hard. This time has been hard in some way. So what's been difficult for you?
Procrastination.
Thank you.
Not seeing grandparents, less personal connection over Zoom, practicing sports, relationships, not traveling a lot.
Thank you. Okay, cool. What anything else in there, Neil?
Missing friends, appreciation, not hugging.
Yeah, no physical contact. So weird, isn't it? All you get is your family, physical contact.
Oh, yeah.
Not exactly the same. School, not going well, school. I think it's sometimes hard, especially if it's hard to be online all the time like that. And not all your teachers are all that great at the online space, which is unfortunate. No travel, masking, right. Okay, cool. All right. So now we know where we are. What's going well, you see I put it in blue, and what's challenging. And so now what we want to do is, first, I want you to stand up right now. I want you to stand up no matter what's happening in your environment. Everybody around you is going to think this is really weird in your home, wherever you are. Stand up, and I want you to put your right elbow on your left knee like this. I just want you to do like a little brain gym. Because what happens when you put stuff up here, that's the current state, the current reality, all your brain focuses on is what's not going well. So we're shifting it from that. Okay, so take a deep breath in. Let it out. I saw somebody was meditating in there. Good job. Okay, now sit down, and now let's imagine it's a year from today in the best possible scenario. In the best possible case, what are you experiencing? What's going well for you? What do you feel? Start with what you feel, because in fact, your future you attaches to the feeling first. So put it on the right side, some things that you feel. So what are you feeling? So maybe you feel in the future state, a year from today, best case scenario. So we'll imagine that it's January 30th, 2022. You made it through this year. So here's what we got. Peace. Go ahead, Neil. Read it out.
Joy, happiness, good energy, confidence. I love that word, confident.
Thank you.
Closer to the future, meeting new people, success, accomplished.
Fantastic. Okay, now let's get some specifics in there. So you feel accomplished. In what way? Where were you accomplished? What happened? What are you doing? Are you in some kind of a job, a role, an internship? What's going on? Tell me. That you, in the best case scenario, don't let your critic get in there. What do you see, Neil?
Oh, are you talking about me? Okay.
I'm talking about everybody that's put
yeah.
something in. They got an internship.
Sure.
Yes.
Learning
Okay.
new information, COVID-free. Whoever said that, I like that. COVID-free. Global revenue and global impact. Receiving funding for my business.
Thank you. What else? What else is in there, Neil?
Debt-free.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. So when somebody says to you, don't go near the pool, what do you remember? Neil, what do you remember when somebody says to you, don't go near the pool?
I want to go to the pool.
You go, yeah, they got a pool. I'm going to the pool. And that's what
Yeah.
your brain is like. So that's what you do in your head. You're like, there's a pool there. So same thing when you say no COVID, what we want instead is health. We want full health and vaccination. Everyone's vaccinated, right? Or we want, in this case, instead of no stress, we want total, freedom. Or we might want abundance instead of no debt, right? So I'm going to put up here that, and I always put, people want money. This is one of the things, but abundance means we get more than money, because really, in the end, they did these studies about people in their work environment and found that people are more likely to be happy when it's not about the money, it's about the culture, right? Okay, so what else? Abundance, peace, happiness, learning, anything else?
Teaching orphan kids, a person said.
Okay.
Scaling their business.
Thank you. Okay, cool. All right, now, so I want you to choose one thing on the right side of your map that you really, really, really want, something that is so important to you. Like it might be the scaling of your business. It might be you learning better. It might be that internship you talked about. And I want you to highlight it in some way, because we have a ton of stuff on the right side. But you have to call it out for your brain, because it can really only focus on a few things at a time. So attach yourself to that one thing that you want, that confidence, and highlight it in some way with your pen. And when you are done with me and you're into your regular day, I want you to choose one of those things and daydream it as if it's happening right now. Because your brain doesn't understand past, present, and future. It thinks you are this now. It believes that you are this, and the only interference is your confidence, is your belief that you can do it. And so by building your focus on that, you will build your confidence. And the other thing you do to build your confidence is that you take big risks. Not little tiny risks like rearrange your filing cabinet or clean your room. Nope, that's not it. You got to really take some bold steps. And this is the way we get them. You look at the left side of your picture that you've written and drawn on. You look at the right side of your picture that you've written and drawn on, then you close your eyes for a second. And you close your eyes and ask your best self, your biggest self, the part that understands what you value and knows you're worth it. Ask that part of you, what are the 3 boldest things I could do? 3 big, bold things, not just little tiny things. Big, bold. Don't be scared by that, though. Think of something really fun, like you would call up Bill Gates and you'd say, hey, dude, I need a job. Or you would get into line with somebody and you would introduce yourself to them online in some kind of weird experience. You would talk to, in this networking experience we're going to go into, you could ask for somebody for a job or talk about an internship that you really need, okay? So I want you to think about what would be the bold steps? And in my world, these bold steps look like this. This one's bold. This one's tactical. So it might be bold, but it's kind of tactical. Like maybe you need to get your resume together, right? Or you need to make sure your social media profile is really geared up for you to get a job or internship. And the third thing is a mindset shift, some way in which you have to shift the way you're thinking. So for example, if over here you're thinking, I'm not confident, I can't do that, I don't know enough, I don't know anything about STEM, how could I ever get a job in STEM? I'm the only woman there. Remember Kim's story from the beginning. You got to think about what is it that will build that confidence for you, right? Okay, so tell me, what is the bold step? Give me a bold step, put it in the chat if you would. One bold step. Tell me one bold step that you would have.
Educate everyone.
Okay, fantastic. What else, Neil? Call them out to me.
We are waiting in the chat, but I think personally a bold step I could take is being fearless. Would that be?
I love it. That's a mindset shift. I love it. Being fearless. That's fantastic. Well, and also too, you have had some experience being fearless. So being fearless in getting a job is really important. Be courageous. Yes. Okay. What else? Somebody else give me ask for help.
Oh.
This is fantastic. Be innovative. Ask for big. Carolyn, I love it. I'm going to put ask because I think asking is really hard for us sometimes. Asking for help, asking for something that you think you deserve. Believe I deserve it. Yes, thank you. So believing you deserve this new reality is a big part of the battle. All right, so now you've got these 3 bold steps. And I want you to just think like, if I could take one little tiny action today on that bold step, what would it be? What could I do to educate others today? What could I do to ask today? You're about to go into a breakout. Well, first you're going to see an awesome panel, but after you get inspired by them, we're going to do this breakout in mentoring, right? So in that mentorship model, I want you to see if you can't take action on one of these things to get yourself into this future you. And so this is, write that down, what the one thing is that you will do today before the end of the day. And the way to use the map is, now we did a really down and dirty of this, right? And so what I want you to do is to do this process, just watch that Draw Your Future TED Talk of mine if you want to remember what happened. Or just remember, take that map of yours, color it in, which is what I'm going to do right now. When the panel's talking, I'm going to color in my picture. I'm going to add some more detail. Then I'm going to put that picture somewhere I can see it all the time, those things. And every week, I'm going to look at those bold steps and I'm going to put some action plan together for it. And I'm going to take action every day. And then you're going to become that 1 in 10 that makes change possible. You can attach yourself to a future you. And the more courageous things you do, the more courage you build. You know, courage builds positive outcomes. So do this. Confidence is the byproduct of prior performance. Byproduct of prior performance. So this is courageous for you to draw it all. And so I'm just gonna now just have you just take a moment to, you'll be impressed, Karen Fazio, with your drawing skills. You're gonna be impressed, honestly, with how much change you can create just using this simple picture.